So I got a hold of the lawsuit documents, and I've spent hours looking through them, read everything, and it's just tragic. It's just really tragic that it's come to this. And I will say, I'm not happy that the lawsuit was filed. First, I don't know why certain people who have sat there and supposedly read these documents can claim that they don't see how the lawsuit isn't valid. I can only speak on what I think based on what I have seen myself, especially when it comes to Barbecue Lady, Clue, and Granny's Watching. So when it comes to reading what Granny's Watching has done in particular, it was eerily familiar. She chooses a target and she goes after them repeatedly, unapologetically, just viciously for views and money. Not just victims and families and parents of victims, but other YouTube creators. If she decides that you're a good target or an easy target, or she doesn't like you, she'll go for you. She'll go after you. She has done it to many, many people. And it's not just Granny's Watching. It's her and her little circle of friends. And, they decide they don't like somebody, such as Brittany J and myself and other channels. They just go after them. And it's been hell, you guys. It's been hell what this woman and her little YouTube friends has put me through. And I can see the hell that they put Brittany J through. If you don't agree with what somebody's putting down on their channel, how about just not watching them? How about leave them alone? I have read Brittany J's statement in this, and hell, it could have been me writing it about Granny's Watching and the stuff that they put her through. It's the same, very, very, very similar. I won't say same, but similar tactics. And she has said a lot of, I'm speaking about Granny's Watching, has said a lot of awful things about victims and families and parents of victims, disguising her slander as just speculating. Now, this is a very intricate, and complicated web of deceit that has been spinning for years. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about these bad actors in the lawsuit, specifically Granny's Watching and Clue. So I know normally I say hi and stuff. I'm just going to get into it because I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'm just appalled. I understand that some people might not agree with me or might not agree with Brittany J. You don't like how I do things. You don't like how she does things. You don't need to make it your personal mission to destroy another human being just because you don't like them. And enough with this tit for tat bullshit. Seriously, it has gone too far. It has really gone way too far. There are other creators that are listed in this lawsuit that in my opinion, I don't think they should be there. I really don't think that they hold any culpability. But I'm not talking about that. I am only talking about the things that I have myself seen and experienced myself, so I can speak on it. Some people do not understand the difference between stating an opinion based on facts known and making accusations based on assumptions. And I'm looking at you too, Deets on the Street, Melissa Jade, Granny's Watching, all of y'all in that little circle. They're calling. I think there's people that should be in this lawsuit that are not in there. And it baffles my mind that there's people in there that should not be, and there's people who are not in there who really should be, because they've done just as bad as these folks, if not way worse. But it really hurt my heart. Honestly, reading Seth's statement in this, it broke my heart reading his statement. If you are a parent and you read that and it doesn't make you upset for him, then you're a cold-hearted person. Yes, absolutely, Joseph. Clicks are destructive. Absolutely. Good evening. Thank you. So I don't think people understand how bad it gets behind the scenes with a clique of creators who, and I know from personal experience that some of them, they'll go around to each other's lives and they'll donate a bunch of super chats. Let's say Susie has $100. She'll send, 4 creators $25. what that does in the chat is it spurs other people to start sending super chats. That's kind of the little, honestly, a grift, if you ask me. And then what that person does is they take, because they know who's doing it. They know they're just circulating cash around with each other, you know? So then Susie will spend that money on this creator. That creator will then go to another live of their little circle of friends and they'll super chat $25. And then they'll go to their other friends. And that same money just keeps getting circulated around and around and around with the whole purpose of spurring more donations. You know, Tyler Feller calls it a super chat train, is what he starts calling it. And that's what happens. They all support each other. They will never call out each other for their bullshit. Never. I just saw somebody earlier say that she's never seen Granny's Watching say bad things about Seth. Girl, come on. Really? There are 100 clip channels out there that have it all. We've all seen it. We've all heard it. She has said some disgusting things about Seth and all of them. And on the other side, you know, there's a lot of channels or several, I should say, who are saying awful things about Chris and Katie as well. None of it's right. None of it's okay. None of it. That's why I've never shared any of the personal stuff that should have never been put out here. You know, say parent A says something, a channel will put it out and play it 10 times on their live and talk about how terrible this was. It should have never gotten out, blah, blah, blah. Well, then why the hell are you playing it 10 times on your channel? And then channel B does the same thing. And then channel C will review channel A and talk about how bad they are for putting it out. I mean, come on. How about just don't put it out? If it's something that shouldn't be out there, how about not recycle it, right? This seems logical to me. I don't get in on all that, but I want to address a few things here, okay? Again, a lot of people do not understand the difference between stating an opinion based on facts that we actually know and making accusations based on assumptions. Some have also been claiming that anyone who isn't named in the lawsuit must be supporters or complicit with Nick and Dog and their group and must be against Katie and Chris. That's a bunch of bullshit too. There's plenty of us who just haven't made accusations against the parents, period, who haven't speculated based on assumptions. Speculating only on facts is fine. You can speculate as long as you're making it clear that you're speculating and saying, I'm not going to go there. But again, there's plenty of us who don't do that and aren't harassing people or interfering in an investigation. If they had just stopped when they got the cease and desist letters, this lawsuit wouldn't have been filed. They were warned. A cease and desist is a valid legal communication. It is a demand for a person or persons to stop whatever illegal activity, harassment, or slander that they're doing, or else more legal repercussions could occur. And that's exactly what happened. Hi, Nana. How are you doing? So I want to speak to, and I'm not going to read all of it, and I'm not going to show any of the documents because, there's a lot of real names and personal stuff that's in there. So I know others have. I don't think that that's proper either. I know some have played them and said, oh, well, it's a public document, so it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, it's a public document. It's out there. But again, does it make it right to redoct somebody again? No. I want to read a portion of what Brittany J said in this. Okay. And I know a lot of people are assuming because she's part of the lawsuit that she's like in this little enterprise that they have going on and stuff like that. That's not how this reads. Come on, people. You got to critically think about these things. She only spoke to what Granny's Watching and her friends had put her through. So she starts by saying what they have done. And this is a little bit of quoting, and I'm not going to get it all right. Hey, Lady V, you can't hear me at all? Can you hear me? Is my audio okay, guys? Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up my live on my phone and make sure that my audio is working. Because I don't know why it wouldn't be. Volume is fine here on your side. Okay, let me check it really quick on my phone. Because I don't know why it wouldn't be. Yeah, it's fine on my phone, girl. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. I know sometimes my audio messes up if I have a document full screen. So if I get crackly or anything, let me know. All right. So she starts by saying, what they have done has torn apart not just my professional life, but my personal life as a mother, a daughter, and a person who values kindness, honesty, and peace. Same. She says, I have lost count of the number of times I've woken up in a cold sweat, terrified that someone might follow through on the threats that Granny's watching and her followers have made against me. She didn't just stop at insults or gossip. She looked straight into her camera and told me, quote, I will make you a fucking victim, unquote. And that is true. That was clipped as well. And she has said some really vile things directly to me as well. She talks about, these words haunting her, it's causing fear. And I'm not going to bring too much of the kid stuff into it. But Granny's Watching has called her awful names, things that have cut to the core of her identity as a mother who works hard to give her children the love and stability they deserve. Same. People have been doing this. Just back away slowly, because I literally want to cry reading this, because this is the same bullshit that they put me through, that put me on. Lady V can tell y'all I was on a very low, horrible downward spiral, and Lady V was there for me, and I will never forget that. She's the one that pulled me away and made me get off here and take a break, because people don't understand that the things that you're saying to other creators on here and destroying them personally and professionally, it's awful. Why would you do that to another human being, another mom? Seriously. And here's another one that I completely related to that Granny has done to me as well. When she says these things publicly in front of thousands of people, I feel the walls of my world closing in. I'm not going to read the rest of this. I'm trying not to bring children into this. I don't feel comfortable doing that, but it's hurt her and her family a lot. She doesn't feel safe. Let's see. This one I can read. This campaign of hate has also impacted me financially. Before this started, I was proud of the work I did, and I was able to support my family. Now, people who once trusted me no longer want to work with me. How could you do that to somebody? I'm reading part of a document. This is Brittany J's section of it, and I'm explaining how relatable it is with what Granny's Watching has done to her for years, and what she did to me as well. Honestly, when I read this, my heart broke. My heart literally broke. You don't even have to like somebody. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like Brittany J. But if you hear this and you see the exhibits attached to it, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. For Granny's Watching and her little circle of friends to be doing this to people. And it really needs to stop. Yeah, right, Lady V. So I went through the same thing right here. I used to have hundreds in my lives. Hundreds of people in here. Did I not, Lady V? I used to get lots of views. I was having a great time. And because of completely false accusations, people who once trusted me no longer want to work with me either. And I'll just continue reading here on this one, line 11. The lies, the accusations, the threats, they've destroyed the professional relationships I've worked years to build. And the worst part is I'm not just losing business, I'm losing the ability to provide. I'll leave the rest part of that out. And then she says, how am I supposed to rebuild my career when my reputation has been torn apart by people who don't even know me? Same. Absolutely. I lost 1,000 subscribers over lies, false accusations, and one innocent mistake over the flyer, which I acknowledged, apologized, and took down. That should have been it. But Granny's Watching and Nonsense looking at you too, and Deets on the motherfucking streets, and Melissa Jade and Avery Shannon, and all of them continuously replayed that mistake after my apology, further attacking me. They wouldn't just leave it alone. Right? I can't read. Hang on, it's too tiny. Hang on, let me put it up here so I can read it. Hey, Jiggy, thank you for being here, by the way. I want to apologize to you. Didn't know you and watch live saying bad stuff about you. And after all this, I wanted to see who you really are and not based on others. Thank you. That's what we should all do. Thank you. I don't treat people like that. I have heard vicious rumors about several creators that I like and respect. And I never took it to them. I never jumped on any bandwagons. I don't do that. That's middle school mentality. It's literally middle school mentality. You're Kodo due to the hearing stuff? You thought I was Kodo due to just, oh, no, I'm not Kodo. No. Completely different person. Okay, let's see. She goes on to say, my mental health has been shattered by this. Every day I wake up with a knot in my stomach wondering what new attack will come. I'm exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally. That is exactly where I have been for a while. Aw, Lady V, you were so sweet. Debbie is amazing. She was there for me recently when I was going through a horrible time. Girl, we're going to get into that too. If you're up for it, I'm up for it. This woman right here, Lady V, just went through the most horrific attack you can imagine. The lies and slander put out about her, and I have seen the receipts, and I was there. She did not deserve any of that at all. She lost friends on here just like I did over lies. Looking at you, Avery. That's all going to come out too. It will. Please look out for that woman because she is nuts, in my opinion. She talks about feeling like she's constantly walking on eggshells, afraid of one wrong move will lead to more lies, more harassment, more attacks. This anxiety doesn't just affect me, it affects my family. Exactly. Yeah, she's psycho. I had the same thing. Even after I asked these people, look, my blood pressure is really high. You're going live about me like 8 hours a day. There was 8 to 10 hours per day of lives about me. Me. And the anxiety that it created, it made me, I didn't want to put out any content because I was just scared to, because they would take whatever I put out, even my apology video, they would dissect it. My apology video was 4 minutes long, and one person stretched it into an hour. They would play, 30 seconds and pause it and talk for, 5-10 minutes, and just, it was horrific. And then other people defended them and actually lied. And I still have the recording where she said they claimed that it was only the last 5 to 10 minutes of this person's live. And it was, no, that was a big old lie. So anyway, the stuff in here that I've read where she says at times I've broken down completely. She sat in her car in the driveway and just cried. Yeah, same. It's really the same. And I understand her frustration on trying to clear her name all the time. I get it. I have reached the point where, if you heard something about me that's ugly, it's not true. It's just not true. But if you want to believe it, you go right ahead. Yeah, that was a big mess. However, I personally respect Queen Bee and for her opinions on things. She was, her and the Row lady, mature people. I don't think they go after anybody intentionally. I think people go over there and try to set up BS over there and try to get her in trouble. But please come and ask. What you at? I'm not sure what this means, girl. Let's see. I've got very real and ongoing threats that this coordinated campaign of harassment has caused. Psychological, emotional, and financial damage, and scars that may never truly heal. I mean, how could anybody read that and not get it? I mean, I'm not a fan of Brittany J, but I've never once trashed her. It's not my business how she runs her channel. It's just not. And it's nobody else's either. It's really not. And now I know that people are going to, oh, look at her. Oh, I can already see your stream nonsense. Oh, look at her defending Brittany J. I don't know enough about the channel content because I'm not sitting there day after day after day watching her for one misstep, one misspoken word, one really tired mom falling asleep at the end of a stream. While some of the same people who were trashing her over that one little thing were also admitting that they had done the same thing, but luckily they weren't on camera. And Granny J with her accusations of drug use and the nod. Absolutely fucking vile. You got no proof of any of that. Just like Granny, you had no proof of anything that you put out there against me. So I'm going to make my font on my little note thing a little bigger so I can read it on my other screen here. Hang on. So I want to... Where's that at again? Zoom. Okay. All right. So see where I was. It was a little hard for me to read. I don't want to put my glasses because I keep freaking leaking tears. Oh, yeah. If people have questions, please ask us. Yes, absolutely. Learning the hard way. I'm learning to watch how they treat others. It says a lot. Yes, literally. I left YouTube for 3 months. 3 months I was gone. During that 3 months, this exact same group of people are doing the exact same thing to others. They just shift targets, you know? Nana says, I'm not a content creator because I'm empathetic. I become emotionally involved with people. I think there are people on the other side like me. I feel bad when I think I've miscommunicated. Oh, exactly. And it's like when you're getting targeted in such a way like this, you're scared to even say anything. Because if you even, you can't win for losing when you're in a situation like this. You literally cannot win for losing. Thank you, Jiggy. I appreciate it. I mean, y'all are welcome to go back through my entire channel, all my lives, all my videos. I only hid a couple of my early lives because in them I was harassed by the glare and morbid. And so that live, and then the next day I came back on and addressed it. Those two I hid. I don't do like Granny's Watching and other people who will put on a live and then they'll say whatever vile, nasty, slanderous shit that they want. And then they just private the live or put it behind a member's paywall. I don't do anything.